Hello, everyone. It's my 40th birthday, and I am super excited. And I have put together a series I have tagged 40 Lessons at 40. It's going to run for 4 weeks. But before I continue, do me a favor, click the link below and subscribe to my channel. You know why? You do not want to miss out on all the juice that is coming. Let me get right into it. I want to remind you of something so powerful and so profound. It could change your life. It is never too late to pivot. And that's my lesson one. As a woman, as a man, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, whoever you may be, your life, your story, your experiences are not set in stone. Let's talk about why you owe it to yourself to embrace change at every stage of your life. Now, here's the thing. Society have sold us a lie. And everyone is saying, oh, you should have figured it out by 25, by 35, by 45. But let me ask you this question. Who wrote that script? Who said so? Why are we following it, and why are we even believing it? Whether you are 40, whether you are 50, or even 70, it brings me to my lesson number 2, that life is a continuous process of evolution. And if you've been following me, you know that my favorite word is to evolve. Anybody is capable of radical evolution regardless of change. You don't have to be stuck in a career, a relationship, or even a mindset that doesn't serve you. Why serve it if it doesn't serve you, regardless of how old you are? Pivoting, as usually people would think, it's like they just believe like, oh, maybe I failed. That's why I'm moving from one business to the other, or maybe she's confused. But contrary to popular opinion, pivoting doesn't necessarily mean that you're confused. It doesn't even mean that you're a failure. If you ask me, I would say that pivoting is courage at its finest. It is wisdom. It is saying, I choose better for myself. And do you know that one of the signs of maturity is when you have gotten to that point where you say, I choose me, and not in that rebellious stance of saying, I choose me, the world will adjust. No, it's saying, I choose my values, I choose what I believe in, I choose that I want to pivot. So you are capable of change. I want you to think for a moment, really, and think about all the men and women, all the people who found their stride later in life. Think about Vera Wang, who didn't even design her first dress until she was 40. Think about Oprah's career that took off in her 30s. These are not just inspiring stories like you may think they are. They are proof that reinvention is possible. So that brings me to lesson number 3. Regardless of your current experiences, because it also happened to me, reinvention is possible. I am a living testimony that reinvention is possible. If there are people who knew me 10 years, 15 years ago, there is no correlation between this woman speaking to you and the woman who I was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and even 3 to 1 year ago. Why? I believe with all my heart that reinvention is possible. And the only thing standing between you and your reinvention is a mindset that is not favoring you. The key, give yourself permission. And that's my lesson number 4. Give yourself permission. You do not need the permission of any other person in the world but yourself. When it comes to pivoting, when it comes to reinventing yourself, when it comes to evolving into a new dimension of your life and of yourself, the only permission you need is you. Stop asking for permission for what you can take on by yourself. Give yourself permission to start over. Give yourself permission to heal. Give yourself permission to do something new. Give yourself permission to do something you've never been before. Give yourself permission to truly live. All right, you may want to ask me, I am ready to pivot, but where do I start? A valid question if you ask me. If you want to pivot or create a pivot in your life, my greatest advice to you is to start small. This is a principle I have applied in my own life. I usually say it like this: think big, but start small. And that brings me to lesson number 5. You can think big about your life, about your destiny, but you can start small. Because usually in my years of coaching, I have come to know and realize that what stops people from evolving into new dimensions of themselves is that it's not necessarily because they don't believe more for themselves. It's just because they have this overestimation of what pivoting really means. But I'm saying it's okay to think big, but do not allow your thinking big keep you stuck in a version of yourself. Start small. Reflect on what you truly want. Research the possibilities. Take one bold step towards that dream. And remember, patience is a part of the process. I am a living witness that starting small pays. What do you think would happen when you sow a seed that is small and you come back to it in 10 years? You do not expect that seed to remain small. You expect that seed to have grown into a tree, have fruits, right? And even those fruits will give birth to other fruits. Why then do you think that if you start small, it won't escalate into something so big, it will blow your mind? You are not too old. It is not too late. You are just getting started. For some others, it may just be that I have made so many mistakes in life. How then do I pivot? You feel so guilty. You feel so ashamed. It happened to me, and you're like, I better just stay where I am. It brings me to lesson number 6. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failure. You only learned from them. So what do you have to do? Learn from them. Understand that you're not too old. Understand that you can recreate new possibilities for yourself. And remember, I am rooting for you every step of the way. So one of the ways to catalyze your pivot, to make your pivot faster and deeper, is to surround yourself with people who inspire your growth. And that's my lesson number 7. My question to you is, who are the people you surround yourself with? Hello, my people. Let me tell you something I have learned in 40 years on this earth. Listen, if you want to fly like an eagle, you cannot afford to eat with chickens, no matter how yummy their food tastes or looks. You get the picture, right? You see, the company you keep can either lift you up or drag you down, and you cannot emotionalize your relationship. It brings me to lesson number 8. You cannot choose who will travel with you in destiny from an emotional point of view. No, you cannot be emotional about who will travel your destiny with you. I had to make that decision sometime in my life. I love you, my friends. I care for you, my friends. I'll be there for you. But where I'm going to, you cannot follow me there. And if you're going to follow me there, you have to also elevate your perspective. So surround yourself with people who inspire growth, and do not emotionalize those who travel life's journey with you. So that brings me to lesson number 9, which is you need people. I cannot overemphasize this particular lesson. Listen, I have been blessed to have amazing friends, super amazing friends. Some of them I've known since when I was rocking 2 plates in secondary school, some of them in university days, and some of them just 10 or 5 years ago. But each of these friends have played a vital role in my personal growth, my spiritual growth, my growth as an individual, as a mother, as a wife. I cannot overemphasize how much I have gained from this friendship. When I hear people say, I don't need people, I really think it to be a mindset that is embedded in pride. How can you even do life alone? If you look at your phone in your lowest moments and you don't have 3 to 2 people you can call and say, can you hold hands with me? I think that becomes a prayer point for you. You truly need people. And yes, I get it. I know that some of you have been burnt. I don't know if I can say I've been burnt, but the realities are real. But does that mean you're going to totally give up on having quality relationships? Say no to that. What do you have to do? Begin to invest in relationships. And that's my lesson number 10. You must invest in relationships. Whatever you have going on well right now in your life, I want you to take a good look at that thing. Tell me what is going well in your life. Is it business? Is it marriage? Is it friendship? Is it your finances? I would show you something that you have invested in. You cannot invest in something and not reap the benefits thereof. AKA, you cannot ask to reap the benefit of something that you have not invested in. So if you want quality friendships, my lesson number 10 for you is invest in it. Call people, gift people things, remember their birthdays, empathize with them, be there, be present, be seen, be heard. Know that they're their go-to person. Sow that seed and it will yield back to you bountiful folds. All right, that will be all for this episode. Till I'll see you in my next episode. It is happy birthday again to me. But before you go, stop, do me a favor. Click the link below and subscribe to my channel. You don't want to miss the next one dropping in a few days from today. See you then.